So okay, so you mentioned so moving slightly away from the school, I think you mentioned this prospect of the April holiday. You went there, uh, travel in Thailand, seeing other parts of Thailand. Yeah, tell us a bit more about like that holiday, what it was like, where did you go, and what
Yeah,
was the best part of it?
yeah. I mean, it was building up to this because it had been COVID, so in China and then COVID, and then get to Thailand finally. And then yes, we're in Thailand, that's great, little holiday, but you kind of had the challenges of work, and finally this kind of April, I had like a countdown, and we're getting closer and closer and closer, and just yeah, the best. It was kind of 2 months holiday. It was amazing. I bought a car, a very old, rubbish car, which I can't believe. It was almost like every time you turn the ignition on, you're scared it's not going to turn on. And sometimes it was a really, really rubbish car. But it was, yeah, I just went on a road trip with a dog who's sitting over there. He's a bit bigger than he was then, and just drove all around the south of Thailand, really, just exploring. Um, Saw some amazing sights, and definitely generally stayed away from the tourist areas, which was like I would recommend everyone to do, especially now. There was during this holiday. So when I arrived in Thailand, went to Phuket, amazing. Um, Went to all these restaurants which I'd kind of really wanted to go to. Went to the beaches. The beaches were empty. I was like, wow, Phuket is the best. I love Phuket. That was in November. Yeah, that was in November. The following April, this April that we're talking about, I went to the same beach, one of the beaches that I'd been to in November, and I was unrecognizable. It was like a different place because it was just full of people. When I'd gone in November, there were a few street sellers and a couple of people on the beach. And then this time in April, it was just packed with Westerners, East Asian people, tourists.
But do you think because just to clarify, so we're speaking about November 2021 and then sort of April 2022. Do you think that was because of the COVID times, or was that because just in the summer holiday it's really busy anyway?
No, that was because of COVID,
COVID, yeah.
definitely.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
when I'd arrived, sorry, I'm not being very clear. When I arrived, I did something called the Sandbox Scheme, which
yes,
is when
okay,
I had
yeah.
to fly to Phuket and stay on Phuket. And travel to Thailand wasn't super busy at that time.
Mhm.
By April, things had really changed. And like, yeah, my what I'm trying to say is the trips around, between one city and another city, stopping in the countryside, chatting to locals, just scenery you hadn't planned on seeing and you didn't know was there. Just driving around is just amazing. Like that's the beauty of it, just that kind of freedom. Yeah. So
What was
basically,
the so
get away from the tourist areas is what I'm saying.
yeah, absolutely. So, and what was it like in terms of the road? Because that's something I think people that listen to this are wondering, okay, what's a Thai road like? Like, what was it like driving around?
It's fine. The roads are good. Most of the time, they'll kind of have roadworks, which just you go off your lane and onto the other lane, and it for half a mile or something. But the roads are fine. I think compared to other Southeast Asian countries, Thailand's well ahead. Myanmar, Cambodia, Laos. You come back into Thailand, and it's like stepping into another country. It is, but it's like so different. They drive on the same side as us in the UK, which is brilliant. However, they're not the best drivers. I think the bar of like to pass your driving test in Thailand is quite easy. I've had very many near misses. They kind of overtake whichever side they want. They'll just drive kind of 110 miles an hour at some point. So you've just got to have your wits about you. Like my friend who's a really experienced driver, he's driven in the UK since he was 17. He said, "Oh, I can drive, if you want." This was more recently, and I just said, "Unless I want, like, you need to get used to the roads. I wouldn't suggest anyone just come and get into a car straight away, basically."
Okay, exactly. And what about a motorbike? Because that's maybe an earlier resort for people. What's
Yeah,
your
I
advice?
think it's different with a motorbike because you can very much stay on, on the left side. You can be careful. You're not getting up to the same speed as a car. Yeah, getting a motorbike, definitely. It's just the long distances, obviously more difficult on the motorbike, but getting public transport across Thailand can be quite enjoyable too. It's a challenge, but getting kind of night buses and trains and stuff, it's all connected. You can get anywhere. I love driving and I love kind of having that control, but also it's quite exciting getting buses and stuff as well. I have enjoyed that over the years.
Okay. So far, obviously, we've been speaking about basically the era 2021, 2022. You're in Thailand. You're back there now, so you obviously really love Thailand. So maybe let's just talk about the country a little bit. What made you sort of enjoy Thailand as much as you do?
It's straight up, it's the quality of life, and that goes hand in hand with the cost of living. It's like it doesn't make sense for me to be in the UK when the cost of living is so much higher and the quality of life is lower. I don't have to worry about anything here in terms of can I afford to do this? Can I afford to do that? Obviously, big things, yes, but day-to-day choices. Can I afford to go to eat at this restaurant? Can I afford to meet my friend for some drinks? Can I afford to buy a new t-shirt or whatever, go to the cinema? It's not a problem. And when I was in the UK after, when I was at uni, I didn't really feel that stress in the UK. And I think it's just got progressively worse. After coming back from China and COVID, it was kind of okay. I remember renting a house in Manchester for £800 or £900 a month. I think it's £800 a month for a two-bedroom house in Manchester. That same place now would be like double almost, 1500 kind of thing. And yeah, just progressively got worse. After I got back from Thailand, it was worse. So I think, yeah, cost of living is incredible here. I pay 200 something pounds a month for a two-bedroom house with a lovely office, a garden. Cost of living's great, food's amazing, people are amazing. Weather, yeah, I think the weather is amazing, but it does, just like anything, when you've lived here for so long, it's kind of not as amazing. Like at the moment, it's just pretty grey every day and then a bit of rain, but it's still better than I think UK weather, probably just about.
Yeah, exactly. So what maybe a slight detour also because I'm obviously visiting Thailand hopefully very soon in August,
Yeah,
and given our shared love of football, I am curious, like, because I know this is a thing for people. It certainly is for me. Like when I go to China, I'm thinking, oh, when is the Premier League starting? Like, how are we going to do this? How am I going to watch it? I think, I'm going to watch the Arsenal Man U game. So it's probably going to be 11:30 or something on the Sunday night, but it's still fine. But like, I'm curious, when you're in a Thai city, and you've lived in a few different ones, what's the landscape with that like? Like, are there places that show Premier League games? Do you hang out with people? Like, what's that like?
absolutely. The people love football here. The only problem is, I guarantee you meet 10 people, eight of them will say, Liverpool, 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 Liverpool. And it was like that in the past. It was like that when I came in 2021, or even, yeah, when Liverpool won in 20,
21, I
COVID
guess.
season, COVID, it was COVID season,
Oh, the 2020. Okay, 2020. Yeah.
2020. Yeah. When I came before COVID, that time from China to Thailand in 2019, 2020. I was Liverpool fans everywhere. So it's a thing. I don't know why it's a thing,
Is
but
that a
they all love it.
historical? What's the background with that?
No idea.
Hmm.
No idea. There must be, maybe they came and did a Liverpool Thailand tour in
Yeah,
the
exactly.
something. But people love football. I think everyone will say they love football, and then you start questioning them, and they go, "Oh, I don't know, I don't know." But I've met plenty of people to talk about football with, and it's always on in all the bars
Yeah.
everywhere. Yeah, but if City are playing at the same time as Liverpool, they're not going to show City. They'll always show Liverpool, which it can be.
So maybe connecting these two things, like let's say you're in a bar watching a football game where you are now in Chiang Rai. So the cost of living, like what's the cost of a pint, let's say, or do they do pints or is it something else?
Yeah, bottles,
All
unfortunately,
right, okay.
that is one thing that's negative. There's no draft beer, ale, or anything like that. But a bottle of Leo, 70 baht probably, which is £1.50,
Okay.
£1.60, yeah.
Okay.
So not too bad.